For years, we've all been forced to make the same choice. Do you want a laptop with crazy raw processing power, or one with a battery that can actually make it through the day? You just couldn't have both. But what if that compromise is about to end? Intel thinks it has the answer, and it could completely change what we expect from our laptops. I mean, this is the big one, right? This is the holy grail of mobile computing that everyone's been chasing for decades. And Intel's new solution? Well, it's not just some small tweak. It's a brand new chip architecture that totally rethinks how a laptop should work, right from the ground up. So let's meet Panther Lake. What makes it so different is this collection of really smart ideas, all built on Intel's most advanced manufacturing process ever, called the 18A node. Now, all that really means is they can cram an absolutely unprecedented amount of performance and efficiency into a chip that's no bigger than your thumbnail. Okay. To really get what makes Panther Lake tick, you gotta stop thinking of its CPU as just one single engine. Instead, I want you to picture a specialized team of 3 different workers, where each one is an expert with a very, very specific job. First up, you've got the P-Core, which has the cool code name Cougar Cove. This is your strongman, the heavyweight champion of the team. It's designed for the toughest jobs. We're talking video editing, compiling code, or high-end gaming. The key here is its private cache and something called improved prediction. This just means it can grab data faster and guess what you're going to do next, so it wastes less time and stays at peak performance right when you need it most. Next, we have the E-Core, the team's marathon runner. Codenamed Darkmont, its goal isn't brute force, it's incredible endurance. It handles all your background tasks and multitasking with just maximum efficiency. And get this, the Darkmont architecture is the exact same power-saving design that Intel uses in its giant data center server chips. So you're getting server-grade efficiency right inside your laptop. And finally, we have the team's secret weapon, the low-power island. Think of it like a specialist assistant. This is where your web browser, your email, your chat apps, this is where they're gonna live, just sipping power instead of guzzling it. By offloading these simple jobs, this is how we get to that true all-day battery life. So that's the team. The P-Core for the heavy lifting, the E-Core for efficient multitasking, and the low-power island for making your battery last forever on all your daily tasks. 3 different roles, 1 single goal. But how do they know who does what? That's where the conductor of this whole orchestra comes in. It's a brilliant piece of technology called the Intel Thread Director, and its job is to be the ultimate, most intelligent task manager you can imagine. And the logic is just beautifully simple. Every single task, doesn't matter if it's opening a browser tab or rendering a 4K video, it first gets sent to the most power-sipping part of the chip, that low-power island. If that's not enough muscle, okay, it gets bumped up to the main E-cores. And only then, if it's a truly demanding job, is it handed off to the powerful P-cores. The big takeaway here is that the chip defaults to maximum efficiency. It only brings out the big guns when it absolutely has to. And you know, this isn't just theory. The real-world examples are kind of stunning. On a Microsoft Teams call, a whopping 99% of the work is handled by that tiny low-power island all by itself. For mixed stuff like Office, it intelligently uses all 3 core types as needed. And then when you unleash a monster task like Cinebench, it's all hands on deck. Every single core works together for absolute maximum performance. So what do all these smarts actually get you? Well, for single-core tasks, you get 2 incredible options. At the same power level as the last generation, you get a solid 10% speed boost. But here's the other side of that coin. To get the same speed, it uses up to 40% less power. That is a massive win for efficiency. And when tasks use multiple cores, the numbers get even crazier. We're talking up to 30% more performance for the same power draw. Or, and this is the really big one, it can use up to 50% less power to achieve the same performance as before. That just perfectly shows you how huge this leap in efficiency really is. But hey, processing power is only half the story, right? A modern laptop needs great graphics too. And that brings us to the second part of Panther Lake's revolution, a brand new graphics engine called Intel Xe3. The headline number here is a big one. Intel is claiming that at its peak, the integrated graphics in Panther Lake can be up to 50% faster than the last generation. That is a serious jump. But the real magic isn't just in the raw hardware. See, a huge part of their strategy is a technology called ZSS. If you're familiar with NVIDIA's DLSS, you already get the basic idea.
Instead of forcing the GPU to render a massive, high-resolution image, it renders a much smaller, faster one. Then, AI intelligently scales it up, giving you much higher frame rates with almost no noticeable loss in quality. It's basically like getting free performance.
For Panther Lake, though, they're adding a brand new trick to the mix, multi-frame generation. And this is where it gets a little wild. After the GPU renders one frame, an AI model analyzes it and generates 1, 2, or even 3 entirely new frames to insert between the real ones. The potential here is to literally double or even triple your frame rate in games that support it. Now, okay, let's keep our feet on the ground for a second. While all these technologies are seriously impressive, Intel's integrated graphics still have some catching up to do. For casual games, esports titles, this is going to be great. But for demanding AAA games, they still lag behind what you'd get from AMD and especially from Apple. This is a huge improvement for sure, but it's not a gaming revolution, at least not yet. So after looking at the CPU, the brilliant task manager, and the new graphics engine, let's bring it all together. What's the final verdict on Panther Lake? And more importantly, who is this really for? Well, the strengths are crystal clear. The potential for class-leading battery life is just immense, and it's all thanks to that incredibly smart, tiered approach to managing tasks. This makes it a potential monster for productivity. The weaknesses? Well, those integrated graphics, while better, are still not for hardcore gamers. And, crucially, we have to remember, these are all Intel's claims. We really need to see independent, real-world testing. So, who should be the most excited about this? The ideal user for Panther Lake is the professional, the student, the person who's had their laptop die in the middle of a meeting one too many times. It's for people who need their machine to feel fast and responsive, but whose number one priority is making it from morning to night without ever thinking about a charger.
Which brings us right back to our original question. Panther Lake is an incredibly intelligent approach to solving the laptop's oldest problem, by defaulting to extreme efficiency and only applying brute force when it's absolutely necessary. Intel might have finally cracked the code. The only question that remains is, will this truly be the generation that ends the compromise for good?
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell to the latest update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next video.